Hey folks, I'm here at a rare outdoor December show in Pompano Beach, Florida, and I was just going to give a really quick end of year wrap rig rundown because it's been great and I'm seeing a lot of cool rig rundowns. Figure this might be a cool way to show you what's worked and, well, everything's kind of worked over this year, but just where we've ended up. By the way, please disregard the solid state Logic shirt. I know I'm on Yamaha, but just, it was clean, okay? At least it was. Well, the magic of this rig is that nothing much changes because it's been working great. We're still out here on the Yamaha Ravage. It's the PM10 short. So it's a PM10 with 12 faders lobbed off, and it's been just cooking. No problems really to speak of. Still got the engine down there in my double wide. Got Smart over here to my left. The Smart and the console talk to each other via Dante. There's a Dante card in the back of the engine down there. So that means that the my measurement microphone hits one of the digitally controlled preamps in the back, so it's always the exact same level all the time. So I just use my Smart inputs and outputs there. I also have iTunes. It goes over Dante, so no extra interfaces anywhere. So that's been pretty slick. That has been working great. Here's something a little bit different from the beginning of the show, from the beginning of the year, is this is the Lake LMX 48. So it's the new box from Lake, and the big thing for me is that it has redundant power supplies. So if the power gets cut, the other power supply will kick on, so one's on the battery, one's online. It's the safest way to do it. It's taken a while to have a redundant power supply Lake, but I've got one now. Earlier in the year, I had a different box. I had a Prodigy Maven, which is their smaller Prodigy, and I am too dumb for that, so I'm happy to be back on Lake. Spectrum had one, and they sent me out with it. Still got my two computers. If I hit this little KVM switch, this goes over to my record software using Nuendo Live. I think it's version 3 now. It's been working great since, and this is a new product or a new change. There is now a Waves system in the back of this. We have a Waves MGB in the back, so we have a MADI card in the back of the Ravage brain. Goes into the MGB, and we're using the Waves network, Waves Sound Grid network, to run Nuendo off of. We did that so that I could keep the Dante network at 96K, and the primary source of my Lake is Dante, and I wanted to keep this whole ecosystem at 96K. But I had no reason to be recording at 96K. 48K was plenty for me to be recording at, and recording at 96K, 50, 60 channels, whatever we're doing, for an hour and a half, it just eats hard drive space unnecessarily. So having a different system, a different card in the engine lets me record at 48, save a little bit of space. It's not as cumbersome to work with. It's great. So a Waves MADI MGB on the back side of this, coming out of a MADI card into an MGB. That MGB gives us sound grid to this computer, my record computer, and that's what this guy talks off of. And then the Dante card, in the other slot of this, in that Dante network, which does have redundancy, goes to Smart, which is kind of in and out of Smart and iTunes, and also the primary connection for my Lake. The Lake also does have a backup AES, which comes from the console, and we tested that so that if the Dante network were to go down, if a Dante cord cable were to go bad, it would fall over just onto AES coming from the system. And the same goes for the clock. If the Lake were to lose the Dante clock, which is its primary clock, it would then fall over onto clocking from AES, which is great. So I am in the habit of just driving every day with analog. I've had some situations where if you're driving AES, the clocks can get a little bit funny, like the piece of gear that you're hooking to absolutely has to be the master clock, so it tries to send clocking information down AES. So I just did completely away with that, and I always drive analog, always and forever, no matter what. So I'm always driving analog out of my rack. I have 6 zones. Sometimes in theaters, they'll have like weird out balconies and other weird fills that are outside of your 4 left-right sub fill. So I have an additional 2 zones that I can kind of put wherever I need. In addition, the LMX from Lake has an assortment of inputs as well as outputs. I'm using 2 of the inputs for AES left, right, and AES sub fill. That's my backup to Dante. And then I have 2 extra inputs here, which are analog, where I can take a guest. If there's a local opener, or sometimes even I'm doing the opener, I can just take a left, right from the guest console and go straight into here, which means that I get to use my same system tuning that I use for the big console for whatever the opener is. And it's right here on the back panel. It's great. I'm still using completely internal processing for everything we do for the show. So no outboard racks, no analog. It's just what's built in the desk, which for Rivage is substantial. Still have things like primary source enhancers. I've got things like, 1073s and 1176, kind of these classic studio tools, which I love. I do in the studio, and then I have them here. So I'm a happy boy. So that's briefly what's going on in the console. I'm staying in the box the whole time. If you have particular questions about signal processing or signal path or how I treat certain inputs, just put it in the comments. I'll make its own little video, or I'll reply back to you, and everybody will get better, everybody will be happier, and hopefully I'll learn something from you guys too, because I do all the time. Also, be on the lookout. I'm going to make a rig rundown in the studio next. The studio has changed a lot this year, and there's more to come. So if you want to see what's happening there, what changes I've made, what's working, what's not, because I've definitely had more of those, be sure to look out for that video too. And thanks. Well, it's just about the end of the year. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope more content will be coming in the new year, 2026. And be safe out there. Have a good holidays. Happy New Year. Bye.